Hi, my name is Annie, and welcome to the Walking Word, where we go through the Holy Bible in a year as part of discipling. We are currently in the book of First Kings, and we're in chapter 14, where we're going to see the death of Abijah. Okay. At that time, Abijah, son of Jeroboam, took sick. So Jeroboam said to his wife, "Get ready and disguise yourself so that no one will recognize you as Jeroboam's wife." Okay. Then go to Shiloh, where you will find the prophet Ahijah. It is he who predicted my reign over this people. Take long 10 loaves of bread, some cakes and jars of preserves, and go to him. He will tell you what will happen to the child. The wife of Jeroboam obeyed. She made a journey to Shiloh and entered the house of Ahijah, who could not see because of age had dimmed his sight. So he was quite aged by this point. The Lord had said to Ahijah, "Jeroboam's wife is coming to consult you about her son, for he is sick. This is what you must tell her. When she comes, she will be in disguise." So Ahijah, hearing the sound of her footsteps as she entered the door, said, "Come in, wife of Jeroboam. Why do you disguise yourself? I have been commissioned to give you bitter news. So go tell Jeroboam, this is what the Lord, the God of Israel, said. I exalted you from among the people and made you ruler over my people Israel. I deprived the house of David of the kingdom and gave it to you. Yet you have not been like my servant David, who kept my commandments and followed me with his whole heart, doing only what you pleased. You have done worse than all who preceded you. Jeroboam, son of Nebat, worse than every other leader before. You have gone and made yourself strange gods and molten images to provoke me, but me you have cast behind your back. Therefore, I am bringing evil upon the house of Jeroboam. I will cut off every male of Jeroboam's line, whether slave or free man in Israel, and will burn up the house of Jeroboam completely, as though dung were being burned. As if biogas was being made. Okay? When one of Jeroboam's line dies in the city, dogs will devour him. When one dies in the field, he will be devoured by the birds of the sky. For the Lord has spoken. So leave, go home. As you step inside the city, the child will die, and all Israel will mourn him and bury him. For he alone of Jeroboam's line will be laid in a grave. So even the child you're holding, out of God's mercy, is the only one who will have a worthy burial. So leave, go home. As you step inside the city, the child will die, and all Israel will mourn him and bury him. For he alone of Jeroboam's line will be laid in the grave, since in him alone of Jeroboam's house has something pleasing to the Lord, the God of Israel, has found. Today, at this very moment, the Lord will raise up for himself a king of Israel who will destroy the house of Jeroboam. The Lord will strike Israel like a reed tossed about in the water, and will pluck out Israel from this good land which he gave their fathers, scattering them beyond the river, because they made sacred poles for themselves and thus provoked the Lord. He will give up Israel because of the sins Jeroboam has committed and caused Israel to commit. So Jeroboam's wife started back when she reached Tirzah and crossed the threshold of her house. The child died. He was buried with all Israel mourning him, as the Lord had prophesied through his servant the prophet Ahijah. The rest of the acts of Jeroboam with his warfare and his reign are recorded in the book of the Chronicles of the King of Israel. So that's another book. The length of Jeroboam's reign was 22 years. He rested with his ancestors, and his son Nadab succeeded him as king. Now we go back to the other kingdom. So that's the side of the Israel. Now we go to the reign of Rehoboam, which is on the Judah side, the Solomon side, King David's side. Rehoboam, son of Solomon, reigned in Judah. He was 41 years old when he became king and reigned for 17 years in Jerusalem, the city in which out of the tribes of Israel the Lord chose to be honored. His mother was an an Ammonite called Naamah. Judah did evil in the sight of the Lord, and their sins angered him, even so more than their fathers had done. So it's like this idolatry just goes on brooding and brooding and becoming worse and worse. And that's why sometimes you see, if you've ever heard of this statement, how is it that the children of teachers are dumb, the children of doctors are sick, the children of pastors are wild and wicked? Why does a sin begin so small? And that's the nature of sin. Sin goes compounding. It just has a compounding mystery to it, that the sin our fathers did, we do double, and the ones our children will do will be triple, and the ones their children will do will be quadruple, and that's how it keeps on going. And that's how you know it's actually a curse and a pattern. Sometimes we call them patterns, we call them cycles, but it's actually just a curse manifesting, to be honest. Judah did evil in the sight of the Lord, and their sins angered him even more so than their fathers had done. They too built for themselves high places, pillars and sacred poles upon every high hill and under every green tree, like everywhere, basically. There were also cult prostitutes in the land. So this was basically sex for ritual sort of setup. Judah imitated all the abominable practices of the nations whom the Lord had cleared out of the Israelites' way. In the 5th year of King Rehoboam, Shishak, king of Egypt, attacked Jerusalem. He took everything, including the treasuries of the temple of the Lord and those of the royal palace, as well as the gold shields made under Solomon. To replace them, King Rehoboam had bronze shield made, which he entrusted to the officers of the guard on duty at the entrance of the royal palace. Whenever the king visited the temple of the Lord, those on duty would carry the shields and then return them to the guard room. Can you imagine now living in fear? Only when the king comes, you come show off the shield, then now you take them back into storage room. The rest of the acts of Rehoboam with all he did are recorded in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Judah. There was a constant warfare between Rehoboam and Jeroboam's. So both the line of Judah and the line of the other 10 tribes of Israel. Rehoboam rested with his ancestors, and he was buried with them in the city of David. His mother was the Ammonite named Naamah. His son Abijam succeeded him as king. Let's see the reign of Abijam in chapter 15.